Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA. I hope you are doing well. It's Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspurs this weekend. Of course, Spurs being the home team. Spurs actually won this fixture 2-0 last season, so interesting stat, take of that what you will. In the last 6 games, Spurs look like a really good team, man. 6 wins out of their last, actually 5 wins, pardon me, out of their last 6 games. That one loss to Antwerp, that embarrassing loss, is a blemish on what has been a magnificent 6-1 result. Manchester United also sprinkled in there for a little bit of extra sauce for some of the Spurs fans out there. I want to banter Spurs fans, but I can't. I just can't. As a Manchester United fan, I just can't. So I've got to praise them. They're 1 point away from the top. If they win this game, they will likely be top of the table, assuming Leicester City cannot get the job done in their game. So, or they get a draw, so it is an interesting game nevertheless. So do leave a like on the video, do subscribe if you're new, and let's get into what I think of these two teams. Now obviously Spurs under Maurizio Pochettino were a very different team, not just in terms of playing style, but everything that started to fall apart at the end. The capitulation of what was a fantastic legacy when they were sitting in 14th and Jose Mourinho took over the job. Since then, they have made some excellent signings and had a magnificent transfer window, and they've added a bit of, they sprinkled a bit of stardust, they sprinkled a bit of barbecue sauce on that chicken of a squad that they have. And they're looking really good. Counter-attacking football-wise, they're very lethal, but they can also hold the ball when the onus is on them to dominate games. We've seen them pick up some convincing results against lesser sides. Obviously, the 1-0 win against West Brom was a last-minute goal, but as I've always famously said on this channel, if you win games when you are not playing well, you are doing something right, because most teams that win titles don't play well 90% of the games throughout the season, but they win a lot of the games throughout the season. And so the key thing is winning even when you're not playing well. The key thing is putting effort in, winning your 50-50s, doing the fundamental things that have nothing to do with skill, luck, or talent. Doing those things and making sure you have them nailed down to the T. Mourinho has been absolutely fantastic at that. Spurs may not play well in every single game that they play in, but they have a clear pattern and style of play, and they create a lot of chances through the likes of Heung-min Son, Bergwijn, Lucas Moura, and of course Harry Clase, as expressions would call him. So Spurs at the moment are looking like a well-oiled and well-drilled side. They really are. And I think the Europa League games is a kind of a nice balance for them, because I think if they were in the Champions League this season, they would struggle to strike that balance between the intensity of the Premier League and then the intensity of the Champions League, but finding a place in between to rest their players. I think now that they're playing in the Europa League, it gives them a less stressful fixture. That is the only benefit of league, if you're a fan of a top 6 club, is the fact that, well, especially Spurs, is the fact that you can go into a Thursday night game without worrying that you're going to get battered, even if you play a weaker team. So, and it is a tournament Spurs can genuinely win. But moving on to the Premier League, I think there is a genuine opportunity for Jose Mourinho and his men to pick up a result against Man City, a Man City side that has been defensively frail, which we'll get on into a bit, and doesn't have a lot of confidence to go into this performance-wise, right? They've recently just got a draw against Liverpool, so yeah, I think Spurs are in a really good position to take this game, and I really do think they are. So yeah, I expect a lot from Heung-min Son and Harry Kane in this game against Manchester City. Obviously, they're one of the best duos we've seen in a very long time. Sizzle, fam. That's all I can say to describe that duo. They really do add the barbecue sauce to the chicken, to the champagne football that Spurs already have. And I apologize for making the United references, but I'm a United fan and this is a United channel primarily, so bear with me. But it's one of the best duos I've seen since the likes of Rooney and Ronaldo, really, genuinely speaking. There have been good duos, but I think Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, it's so special because of the chemistry between the two of them and how different they are as footballers. You know what I mean? Like, one of them is a complete striker according to some people and one of the best strikers in world football. Heung-min Son is one of the most underappreciated left wingers in world football, in my opinion, and I think people are starting to realize how good he is now. But I remember arguing with a lot of friends way back, like 2015, 2014, even 2016. I was obsessed with Heung-min Son, fam. Even when we used to play FIFA leagues on FIFA 17 and 18, I used to love using Heung-min Son. Now, obviously, Heung-min Son and his mechanics in FIFA do not translate to real life. He's a very different player, and there's more to him than just finesse shots and cutting in and doing ball rolls and croquetas and step overs, etc., and fake shots, because, you know, those are a thing in FIFA. But my point is, Heung-min Son is a very good player, and I think he's very underappreciated, and I'm glad people are starting to see how good he is. Now, moving my attention on to Manchester City and what I think of them, Pep Guardiola's boys haven't really been up to the task. Pep Guardiola is definitely on fraud watch this season. They sit in there 8 points off the top, actually 6 points off the top, pardon me, produced the goods this season. And I don't know if it's because of their performance, I don't know if it's because Kevin De Bruyne hasn't been playing particularly well, I don't know if it's because the issues with Aguero surrounding his fitness and what happened towards the back end of last season. Jesus looking like a very good technical footballer, as I've always said, but he's not the finished article. Like, you don't want Jesus taking that one golden chance when you've had a bad game in a semi-final, in a Champions League semi-final, because he doesn't seem ready. He doesn't seem equipped enough to take that chance, to be that number 9 that City need, that, you know, no matter what, is going to pull the trigger. He's going to end up in the back of the net. Sterling, you know how Sterling is in the big games, fam. Raheem Sterling, more like Raheem Anonymous in the big games, fam. He can miss a sitter from 6 yards out. So I like Sterling. I think he's a good footballer, but I've never personally put him on a world-class pedestal because I feel like he's missing that I don't know, he's missing a few pieces to his game for me to call him a complete world-class footballer. You know, I feel like he's, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking crap. You can let me know in the comments down below. But obviously I don't watch Man City that much, and so a byproduct of that is the fact that every time I watch them, Sterling has a bad game. You know, it's because I only actually watch them in the big games. But yeah, City have a lot of good players, you know, the likes of Mahrez, the likes of Bernardo Silva. It's not just about Sterling, Aguero, and De Bruyne. I know. But defensively, City haven't been the best team for a long time. They've been exploited time and time again because their lack of defensive consistency and concentration in key periods throughout the game. They actually, at some point last season, had one of the highest rates of goals as a direct result of a defensive error in the Premier League in comparison to some of the other teams. They were in the top 5, I think. So you got to look at Manchester City and say they are very frail at the back, and there is a lot of mistakes in that defense. And the whole thing with Laporte hasn't really worked out. You know, Pep Guardiola signs defenders almost every summer. You know Manchester City are going to sign another defender next summer if he stays in a job. You just know it's going to happen. We don't even need Fabrizio Romano to tweet about Man City signing centre-backs at this point. But yeah, all banter aside, I think they definitely, you know, to write Man City off is foolish. But I think in terms of score predictions, I am going to go with a 2-1 Spurs win. Yes, I'm going to go with the 2-1 Spurs win. I think Spurs will be sat at the top of the table at the end of this weekend. I really, anything can happen in this Premier League, so let's just wait and see. Usually, you know, I wanted to intro this video by saying that only Spurs fan can celebrate being at the top of the table for half an hour, and you know, they've got a dinosaur manager who has fossil tactics that belong in the archaic museums of ancient times, but I just can't do that because, you know, Spurs have absolutely battered us a few weeks ago. And they're looking like the team that they're looking like the team to beat. Honestly, they're looking like the team to beat. I can't even get my words out at this point. So I hope you didn't enjoy that video. It was very difficult for me to make. I really don't like Spurs. Do leave a like on the video. Do leave a comment letting me know what your thoughts are. And I promise this time I will actually read the comments. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day/evening. It's been your boy TripleM, and catch you in the next one. Peace out.